Good morning. Welcome to a beautiful day on the farm. In today's video, we're going to talk about skid steers. Not just which one should you buy, but should you actually buy one versus rent one. If you haven't been following the channel, we recently bought a Kubota SVL 97-2. It is a big machine. It is a very expensive machine, and we could have rented one. There's also a lot of others out on the market we could have selected. So in this video, we're going to go down to the barn, pull it out of the barn. We're going to walk around and talk about it. You may be surprised by what I say by the end of this video on whether I think you should buy one or rent one. So anyway, let's head to the barn and pull the Kubota out and get it started up and see if you guys agree. That comment section is gonna be live. I want you guys to let me know what you think. Let's get down the barn. All right, so there's the Kubota, and I've actually started keeping this engine bay open, similar to what I do with the tractor, hoping that will keep mice out, and I don't see any mice yet, so maybe it's working. But this video is going to be, I think, entertaining, and I really I thought about when we come up with concepts for videos, like, all right, what would be interesting, what would I like to watch, what's not out there, and I really started thinking about, if there were videos that would have talked about rent versus buy, as well as somebody who is not biased about what machine to buy, because again, there's a lot of these things out there and they're very expensive, but they also vary in price a lot. I couldn't believe how different one versus the other was, and to purchase something like this is a lot of money. We're also going to talk about new versus used. Now, that is a topic that I think is going to be very interesting, because a lot of you have said, hey, why don't you just get a used one? Why don't you just get an old one? Why don't you get one that has a couple thousand hours on it? These things will last forever. I know they will. They're incredibly durable machines. They last a very long time. However, a lot of it depends on where you are. So we cannot get rid of carpenter bees out here. They're everywhere. I gotta remember how to start this thing and drive it. I'm not a pro, guys. Not a pro. I have to go slow because this skid loader will tear this building down. And I'm not kidding, it really will. Super easy to drive, very, very comfortable to drive. But we're gonna go ahead and jump ahead to one thing, because I think it makes sense to talk about that now. And that is why, what's one of the biggest reasons I bought the Kubota versus a Bobcat, a Cat, ASV has really kind of come on the scene. They're doing some great stuff, but this is why right here. This boom, or lift arms, whatever you want to call it, when this is elevated, I can actually close the door with the boom up. And I know that may not seem like a lot right now if you're not a skid steer guy, which I'm not really a skid steer guy either. I just happen to have bought one. But the main thing to consider here is that on a Bobcat, on a Cat, and on some other machines, they open out. So if this boom was up, I would have to lower the boom all the way in order to open the door. I could not just, what I could do now, even though the boom is up, I can just hit these switches, duck my head because I'm tall, and boom, comes all the way up, latch in, and now I can actually operate this thing like it's an open station. So why does that matter, Joe? It doesn't matter if the bucket's out there, you want it out there, right? However, if the bucket's out here, what if I have an auger, or I have, I'm digging holes and the auger gets stuck, and now all of a sudden my boom is here, I'm stuck in the ground and I can't get out. That is terrifying to me. I don't want that to happen. I would have to hit these, I guess the hydraulic skid steer quick attach unattached from the auger, and then but I still have hydraulics attached. It's just a mess to me. I don't maybe I'm overestimating or over dramatizing this thing, but to me that seemed like a reason that this door makes a whole lot more sense to me. And we're going to talk about some other machines that have that and why I didn't choose those. Now let's talk about the top 3 reasons I went with Kubota. We've already talked about one of them. The door. The door is a big reason why I went with Kubota, but there were other people that make the door that rises above your head too. This one just so happens to be a 96.5 horsepower machine, I believe. I know it's like 96 horsepower. It comes with high flow. Well, I almost bought the Coyote. The Coyote TL750 looked like a great machine, very, very similar to this one. Same door style. It's a lighter machine. It's a smaller machine. And the biggest reason I did not go with the Coyote is they do not yet come with high flow. High flow, if you're not familiar with skid steers, high flow just means some implements will go off of low flow, which is, you know, maybe 10 to 20 gallons per minute. Some implements work off of high flow, which high flow may be up to 40 gallons per minute. When you start thinking about big brush mulchers, like this brush mulcher behind me, this works off my tractor PTO, but they make these for the front of the skid steer. These take a lot of power. You cannot really run one of these with a low flow machine. Yes, you can. I know you're going to argue in the comments you can, but not as efficiently as I would want to do out here. Or in the future, if I ever wanted to try and make some money with this machine, then I'm going to really need to be as efficient as possible. And this was more expensive, obviously, because it's more horsepower. The Coyote was 73 horsepower. It's the same engine, actually, as the RX 7320 I have, but it did not have high flow. And for me, that was a deal breaker. I needed high flow. I needed as much power as possible. I could have gone with a 75 horsepower, actually like 73 and a half or whatever it is, with Kubota. Wouldn't have had the def. Would have been a lighter machine, probably about 3,000 pounds lighter. I may in the future regret that I went with the bigger one. I doubt it. Everyone I hear says you never regret going with the bigger one, but this one takes def, and the biggest problem with this machine is that it's going to be very difficult to trailer. It's very heavy. You probably have to have a CDL, and I absolutely have to have a big, you know, big Bertha trailer, because this thing doesn't go on just a traditional 14,000 weight trailer. It can, I know, but if you all have a trailer recommendation on how to trailer this thing behind a three-quarter ton truck, I would love to hear it. So anyway, so I have 3 dealerships for Kubota close to me within, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. That's a huge deal. Now, when it comes to Bobcat, Bobcat was very expensive. They want like quarterback money for these things, right? It is a very, very expensive machine for something very similar to this. Now the Bobcat, they were first in the game. If you all own any of these machines I'm talking about, this community is about sharing information. Leave that information down below. Tell us what you think about the machine you have. If you've had one of these and you think it's an absolute turd, I have 2.5 hours on this. I don't know if it's a great machine yet or not. I went off research, I went off dealer support, and I went off the door. I'm not going to do the Bobcat door. That really took it out for me, but I did want to do some research. I did want to find out, like, okay, what is it about the Bobcat that makes it so special? Well, Bobcat pretty much invented the track loader. They have amazing suspensions. They have great weight distribution. You know, it's a very fantastic machine. It may be superior to this one, I don't know, but we don't have a dealer close, and the pricing was like at least $15,000 more than this machine. Can't justify that, no way, especially since I hate the door and there's no dealer close. Cat is another one. It's big construction equipment. You're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. It's the yellow machine with the cat on the side. Great machine. Again, major construction machine. Excellent reputation, but there's no Cat dealership close to me, and they're $20,000 more than this machine. This was already like, sit the wife down, let's have a conversation, try and get her on board. And you know, Holly's great, so she understands what we're trying to do out here. And I think as we talked about the numbers of these things, why would we go with something that does the same stuff for $20,000 more if this isn't a 10-15 year business investment? Major investment. However, the Cat was out. ASV, I don't know enough about ASV. There's not even a dealership close to here. They do a lot of forestry machines, which is really cool. They have some innovative stuff. If you have an ASV, you probably love it. A lot of people think they're like the bee's knees. They think they're the best machines out there. I just don't have experience with them. And you know, when it comes to buying something like this, I wanted to have something that I had some experience with, dealer support, lots and lots of research. And Kubota is just, the legendary reliability, right? I don't know about ASV. John Deere, I'm sorry if you're John Deere people. John Deere, I'll be honest, they turned me off big time when I was buying my first tractor. We've owned this property for, you know, the better part, 7-8 years. And when I went to go buy my first tractor, had a terrible experience with the dealership at John Deere. They thought they were doing me a major favor by answering my phone call, and they may bless me with the opportunity to come in there and talk to them. I also can't understand though why a John Deere, you know, this same machine is going to be $15,000, $20,000 more. I don't understand why. Maybe in your market it's not that much more, but it is absolutely a lot more expensive for the exact same thing in John Deere. You may say I'm crazy for buying this and I should have bought a Deere. I may agree with you in a couple years. I don't know. This thing's brand new, has not been put through its paces, but I'm having a hard time understanding why green paint costs so much more in tractors and in skid steers. So we talked about Cat, we talked about Bobcat, we've talked about John Deere, we talked about ASV. That's really kind of the leaders when it comes to skid steers. I called about a Yanmar. That's a newer brand. Coyote obviously is a very new brand. I thought the Yanmar or the Coyote would be cool because, again, I'm on YouTube, right? Like, search is everything. You want to have people find you and you want to be the first to the party. You want to say, hey, I've got the first Yanmar 100 horsepower machine. How cool is this? However, the Yanmar was more expensive than the Kubota, and I couldn't understand that. Now, Yanmar has legendary quality for their engines. I hear their tractors are excellent. Their Mini X's, I've never heard complaints about them. So I hear great stuff about them. I just don't know if paying a premium for Yanmar makes a whole lot of sense for our family. So far, I'm very happy with it. I think it's a really comfortable machine. Listen, like the air conditioning is really nice. Like it drives nice. It's very easy to understand the controls. There's not a whole lot to it, but I think that's kind of how most modern skid steers are. Now, why would I buy something like this when I can rent it? And should you buy something versus rent it? And when I said earlier the answer may shock you, that's because I don't think you should buy one unless you're going to use it a lot, or unless you have a very big piece of property. It's gonna be like a legacy purchase. A lot of people buy these for tax reasons. I'll let you do the research on that. But the reason I bought one versus rented one is that, again, we're on YouTube. We have the ability sometimes to demo equipment, make content with it, as well as we have 125 plus acres out here, 5 miles of fence lines, trees down all the time in places where the tractor really kind of gets squirrely getting there. And, you know, with some of the mulchers and some of the mowers and some of the things that we can do on this machine, I think that this is going to be potentially a game changer for us. Now, I didn't buy one used because I'm in Middle Tennessee, and if you watch the news at all, you know that Middle Tennessee is one of the biggest growth markets in the country. We couldn't afford the dirt I'm standing on right now if we were buying it today, because this entire market has just exploded really over the past 10 years. Every year, at one point we had 100 people moving to Middle Tennessee per day, and that's not exaggeration. Look it up. 100 people per day. So there is a lot of demand for these kinds of pieces of equipment, and a used one is maybe $5,000 to $10,000 less with thousands of hours on it. You're gonna think I'm crazy because I say that. You're gonna say, hey, Jim Bob down the street has one for, you know, $15 and a Happy Meal. Guess what? Not here where we are. And I'm not gonna trust buying something off the internet and having someone ship it here that's been worked in construction or forestry or concrete or something else. And this machine, I could run this for the next 5 years and maybe lose $10,000 on it. And the amount of work I'll get done around here over that period of time is going to be, you know, game changing for us. And there is one other consideration that I think a lot of people don't make in rental in deciding rent versus buy. The major consideration of rent versus buy is my time has a value to it. I can't go rent a machine and spend $300 or $400 a day to rent a machine, and then I go pick it up and the next day it's pouring rain, or, you know, that would just drive me nuts. To rent this machine per month, I've already done the research, no attachments or anything, renting this machine per month is about $3,500 a month, which is, that's a lot of money. And again, if I decide to sell it, I have zero concern that I'm gonna be able to get rid of this. They actually had a list for, to give you an idea, I talked about Middle Tennessee, they had a list for 73 horsepower machines. They call it the 75, I think, dash whatever, 75-3. They had a list of 7 people that were in front of me that if I wanted to buy one, that I would be on, I'd be number 8. And number 8, so the 8th machine that came in, that's the one I'd be allowed to buy. They had 2 SVL 97-2s, and he actually told me, you know, the dealer was he was a great guy. He said, he's like, man, we haven't had 2 machines in here in a very long time. He's like, and I called him, I think it was like a Friday afternoon, and he said, you know, I'm not trying to put pressure on you. He's like, if you want the machine, you need to let me know. I can hold it for a day or so. And I was like, yeah, man, cool, I get it. Like that, I've done it with cars and stuff in the past. And he said, I said, well, how quickly will it be gone? He said, I'm being completely honest with you. If we don't hold it today, which is a Friday, it'll probably be gone by Monday because there's such a demand for the 97-2s. I called multiple dealerships all around us, from, you know, Nashville to Huntsville to other places, and believe it or not, the dealership close to Nashville was a great price, and, you know, it was actually cheaper than Huntsville, Alabama, and some other places locally, and they actually had them in stock. So that helped make my decision, but not disappointed so far. We will see. Well, y'all, that is my story about why we bought a skid loader versus renting one and why we specifically went with the Kubota. I hope this is helpful. We're going to have a lot of fun getting a lot of deferred jobs done around here, and hopefully it'll save us some time again, because time is important to me. I love making the YouTube videos for the community side of this, for the people side of this. I wish somebody would have made this video, because I would have enjoyed watching it and kind of learning from someone else's experience. If you've come this far in the video, thank you for spending your time with us. We do appreciate it. We're gonna have some videos popping above my head. We'd love for you to watch one of those as well. We do all kinds of fun things out here. We love tractors, and you know, we're kind of falling in love with skid loaders. We love side-by-sides and barns and equipment and mowing and fixing and tinkering and all that stuff. And we're just real folks that love sharing our story, and we would love for you to come along. And more importantly, I would love for you to share your story in the comment section, because that's where we all get to know each other. That's where the community is building, and I'm amazed at how this community has grown. So anyway, appreciate you watching this video. I will catch you on the next one. I'm Joe the Farmer. We out.